welcome back to my channel. This is Lakia Monet and you are watching my playlist, Lakia Budgets, where I focus primarily on budgeting and cash stuffing because I am baby stepping my way toward a more simplified and peaceful life, which includes my journey toward financial peace. And I really appreciate all of my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. I did notice all of you who have added yourself to this community over here. I'm a part of the bigger community, of course, of planners and budgeters and cash stuffers. But thank you so much for joining my little family over here. And I really appreciate you for that. And if you are new, welcome and enjoy this video. It is my very first budgeting video where I sit down. I'm going to sit down and just go through some general budget things and how we budget over here. We do use a zero-based budget, and I will explain a little bit more about that. I won't be going into every single aspect of all of the numbers in our budget because we are a family of 5, and I do want to respect the privacy of everyone in our home. So I will just be giving a general overview of the categories that we have as a family of 5, and talk through some of the ways that we like to budget. So hopefully this will help you in your personal journey toward financial peace or freedom, or whatever it is that your goal is for wanting to budget, wanting to learn to budget, or wanting to improve your budget. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Okay, so the very first thing that I like to do when I am starting out a month, which we will be starting out the month of February soon. So generally speaking, I am a person who looks far in advance because it's really hard for me to just budget just paycheck by paycheck only. So I do like to do a monthly view, and in fact I'll look ahead a few months to find out what is coming up so that I won't be blindsided by any unexpected occurrences. So that's the first thing, is I would say just looking at a calendar view and finding out what do we have coming up. And so I've done that already. I do have my my budget on my computer, which I have off camera right now. I might need to bring it on camera just to keep the microphone. Let's go ahead and just put this on camera so that I'm not too far away. Okay, so I do have our budget on an online resource called EveryDollar. Okay, so I am using the Elevated Life Code Budget Book for 2023, which I'm currently loving. It is just beautiful. I definitely enjoyed my budget book from last year too. I have a little sticky note in there. So I like the quote for this month. It says, "Know what sparks the light in you so that you in your own way can illuminate the world." And that's by Oprah Winfrey. And so I have already just put a little bit of decoration on the February spread, and I wrote out the numbers because I really do like to look ahead when I'm making a budget. So when I'm making January's budget, I will many times look at February just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So I have already written out the dates for February and just like a few appointments and things like that. So the way that I normally set this up, and I'm not gonna spend the whole time doing that, is that I'll look at my due dates for everything, and then I'll just go ahead and put it on the calendar and it'll help me, and then I'll write our pay dates. But the monthly spread is so helpful in that way because to me this is the beginning, my prep for the writing out the list here. I am going to go ahead and start writing in the monthly bills. And see here, so we're going to start with the income is going to be paycheck 1, and this is where you put the budgeted amount, the amount that you expect to have for that paycheck. And then this is the actual. So at the end of the month, I can go through and say how much did I actually make, which was relevant to me this month because at the beginning of the year, I don't know exactly how much money I'm going to have in my paychecks because during open enrollment, we have an opportunity to change some of our elections. And so I did elect to, for example, add more money to save into our health savings account. So I knew that was going to affect the paycheck, and sometimes insurance premiums go up. So, you just never know if you're going to be having the same amount in the account. So paycheck 1 and then paycheck 2 are usually the only sources of income that we have. And then I decided that I would add, I'm gonna change that. So student loan repay. So I decided to add that because I'm using the EveryDollar app. Because I'm using the app again, it's gonna look like I'm not putting, it's not gonna reflect how much we're actually paying on that student loan. So I went ahead and added that to the income category. That's just a little explanation. So my job is actually doing this program. It's been doing it for, has it been like 6 months? I don't know exactly how long, but where they put a certain amount toward your student loan, which is crazy, up to like $10,000, I think. So it's really going to be helpful for me because I didn't really have a whole lot of student loans when I went to college. I really, as I look back on that, that is a, that's like we need to do like I need to do a video like to just spilling the tea or just like talking about financial, should I say regrets? But yeah, I definitely look back on that decision and I wish that I hadn't taken out any loans because I don't think I needed to. I was working part-time. Anyway, you don't need to hear my debt story, but yeah, so it's gonna be very helpful for me. They're paying that toward student loans. Okay, so let's actually get into the meat of things. We do have the first due date is on the 1st, and it is mortgage. And then the second is P&Note, which is a subscription. And I was last year putting all my subscriptions together in one category, but I'm trying out again the way I used to do it, to see if this is gonna work better this year. It worked all right last year. It's just sometimes I like to see everything all listed out. So Cox is really important, our internet, because I work from home and I need the internet. Actually, we both work from home now, which is crazy. It's hard to get used to. It's still weird. I mean, we're kind of used to that now. Okay, and then the 5th is yoga, which is also another subscription. And then the 14th is phone. And then when is water due? 26th. Water. This one is I wish I could put a sad face right there. We're paying a back bill for that because of some miscommunication between the water company and me when we had a leak. But the leak is fixed, thank God. But we're just paying more, and I must be so happy when that goes down. Like, the water bill is actually below $200, okay? Which is wonderful. I mean, I don't know how much it is good for a family of 5, but I do know that below 200 is manageable, and what we're paying right now is ridiculous because we're just trying to kill that extra. So that's actually a debt, technically, but there's no interest on it. This is giving. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. And then we have, which is electric. I don't even know how much this is this time, but generally, just if you are a person who's wondering like, well, how much does a family of 5 use for electricity? I budget $150, and depending on the time of year, we can stay below that, to be honest, like way below that. So that's just an idea to give you an idea of how much, you know, a family of 5 would be paying for that. And then again, for the water, below 200, which, to be honest, both of these I want to be 150 or below, which is realistic. Let me know, is that realistic to you? I have found that to be realistic if we didn't have to pay that stuff back. All right, so let me check the past budget to just see if I'm missing any categories. These are fixed expenses, by the way. So variable, like food and all that, goes over here. So I'm just looking to make sure that I didn't miss any bills, and I'm pretty sure that I did. So let me check. Gas, Virginia. And I actually don't know how much that one is this month either. I need to check. They haven't emailed me. They need to get on top of that. And we need insurances too, right? So car and life. I know this is the 26th and this one is the 20th. Another giving thing comes out on the 20th too. And these actually, just so you know, are all of our fixed expenses come out of our account. So I don't do any cash stuffing for these. It's not to say that in the future I won't, because I do have a goal of being a month ahead on these. But for the first quarter of the year, our primary goal is to have a starter emergency fund, which is the first baby step. And every time we are saving it up, we are using it. And even this week, our oven went out, which is just very interesting how things just keep happening back to back. They keep happening back to back to back. But our first savings goal is $1,000 in a starter emergency fund, which needs to remain at $1,000 on the plan that we're following, the Financial Peace Baby Steps made popular by Dave Ramsey. Actually, I mean, he invented that system. So yeah, so the first step is that $1,000. So if I save, let's say we save $1,000, and then our dryer goes out or the car goes out and we don't have like a car fund, then, or we don't have enough in our car fund, then let's say we spend $500, guess what? We are back to baby step 1 again. And so that's where we are right now. We're living in that, and we are going to take our time, and we're not going to stress and be upset about it. We're just going to be there, right? All right, so let's look at the variable expenses. I wish I had written these out before. Sorry. Look at these beautiful expenses. All right, so we got groceries, gas. Okay, so grocery, gas. What's next? Beauty, formerly known as hygiene, household, kids, and allowance, toiletries, fun, gifts, buffer, yes, okay, priorities here, and emergencies. Perfect. All right, and then for our debts, we are going to list these out from smallest balance to largest. Okay, so we got this small one, and then we have, let's see, we're gonna just call this credit card 1, and then car. Ooh, I can't wait to pay that car off. It's so funny. It was like not super expensive, but we've been paying it off so slowly. And then we have credit card 2. And then we have personal loan. I might need to do a debt story because most of this, pretty much all of this, happened when we experienced the, I want to say job loss, but just like a big life change where one of us was out of work for half a year. Okay. I think that's it. Yay. So that's the monthly budget setup, I should say. I didn't put in all of these. I actually know this one by heart. I said that and then I didn't remember it. So that's car insurance. And then life insurance, and then giving. This is another giving thing. We got the water and the phone. Okay. So these things, I'm not gonna go through it, but then these are much more simple, and I can just like, let me look and see what we planned for February for these though, because I think we changed some. Okay, like this category, for example, is getting a lot more. I'm looking on Every Dollar right now, by the way. Okay, so we budgeted 40 for emergencies. So you see the journey that I'm on right now. I would hope to flip these around until we reach that goal. So I feel like these are definitely baby steps, because as I write out these monthly spreads and share them with you, I'm learning more about the things that I prioritize. And so no judgment, you know, my husband is different than me. He has different strengths. For him, certain things wouldn't be as hard. I'm the main person that's handling the finances, and I noticed just like my spending tendencies and my priorities. So, oh yeah, okay, this is one that wow, okay. Look, I missed something, y'all. That's why I'm glad I opened up the app. Buffer's not gonna get a whole lot, but every little bit adds up. Gas is 80. Sorry, this is out of order. Grocery is 900. Am I confusing anybody? Okay, so grocery is gonna get 900. I want to get that down, but you know, I've got to figure out a plan. And then I think my husband works best if I give him the plan and I'm like, look, I have a plan like where we don't have to spend $450 every 2 weeks for food. It's a lot of us in the house, but I still think it's possible to get that down. Gas is 80. Beauty, how much is beauty getting? It's gonna get 80. Household is gonna get 40. Kids getting 80. Allowance for both of us together is getting 110. And I did decrease that. Okay, so I guess it's not, I'm looking at what I did. I decreased that because this increased. I have a family member who is having a baby shower, and we're going in together with some others to get a crib. So I took it from my allowance, it looks like. Okay. Because I am the giver / spender in the relationship. So it does bring me joy to give. I do think that I've overgiven just based on whatever season I'm in. I realize that, you know, even if I'm a natural giver or a spender, that my habits and tendencies need to change based on where we are and what our goals are. And sometimes I haven't changed my habits, no matter what season we've been in. And so I'm working on that. Okay, fun this month is going to get $10 again. This is funny. It's not a bad thing though. I mean, because we could use our allowance for things, and we have fun at home. You know, the main thing that we really enjoy is being together. But I know for me and my husband, we both would be happy to see that number go up. And maybe next month it will. We won't have this big gifts category. And next month is a magic month. Don't think I didn't know that. I look ahead because I get so excited about, planning for money. All right, so this is the spread. Thank you so much for being here on my first financial planning / budgeting video, because that's what a budget is. It is a plan for our money, and budgets are not restrictive in nature. They are actually permission to spend. And so I really enjoy doing a budget because it helps me to feel more in control. So anyway, but I'm not going to hold you all any longer. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and for just mucking through this with me as I learn how to do this better on camera, especially not sharing all the numbers. I'm definitely a super huge sharer, but just wanting to be mindful and respectful, of our privacy. And so I'm going to figure out how to do this better and more streamlined. And thank you for being along for the journey. And if you are going to be budgeting soon, planning soon, I hope that you learned something, or that you can take something from the way I do things. You don't have to have a budget planner. You don't have to have anything fancy, just a piece of paper or even a napkin, okay? I was a young girl who didn't have all the resources that I have now. I didn't always even have I didn't have fancy pens and things like that, or beautiful setup, but I remember being a young girl and just loving order, and loving writing things down, and just loving just the process of planning in general. And I really loved to set things right, and I loved to set up my room, and I would move my room around and get things all nice and neat. So just think about that, if a young girl who doesn't have even her own money, and I would just babysit sometimes for $5 back then, and sometimes $20, $25, $40, but I had a plan, and I would have a goal, and I would reach it. So you can do it. We can do it. We have so much more at our fingertips now with the internet, and with so many different ways of making this work. So if you need to go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself just a pack of paper, or just even a composition notebook or a spiral notebook, and that can be your budget book, because you can keep it all together. But even that you don't have to do. You can get scraps from around the house and write on the back of your of a piece of paper what your expenses are, and the number, and total that up, and make sure that the income that you have minus the outgo, or the amount of money that you're spending, equals 0, or that it's that you have money left over. We do a zero-based budget, so any money that we have left over, we go ahead and assign it in advance. And that is, that's the excitement of budgeting, and that is the joy of budgeting. Even though it can be a drudgery, the process can be boring or overwhelming sometimes. Just once you get it together, then once you have that money left over, you can decide what you want to do with it. And for us, once we see the money left over, we assign it to whatever goal that we have. And then if we have anything left over, even after, the month or after the paycheck, then we can add more, decide what we want to do with that. So it puts us in control of our finances, and it helps us to have structure. I think people talk a lot about kids wanting structure and needing structure, and adults want and need structure as well. And the beauty of being an adult is that you get to create the type of structure that you want. However, we're not let off the hook or dissolved of our responsibility to create the structure. And this is you and I creating the structure, and we can do it. And I hope that you will be encouraged, and find out what your dream is, what your vision is, and think about that. And that will help to keep you motivated, keep me motivated. When you close your eyes and you think about the life that you want, and when you think about the person that you are already, that ideal self, think about that person, and what does that person do? That person has a plan. That person is relaxed. That person is excited about life. That person has something to look forward to. It has hopes. For me, that's when I close my eyes and I think about my why. It's because I want to be present. I want to be a joy to be around, and a joy to be in my own skin. So I would love to be a present mother, a present wife who is enjoying her life, who has simplicity and beauty at every turn of her life, just wrapped around me, embracing me. And so that's my why of why I am doing this. If you are on this journey too, thank you so much for staying to the end. And I really appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you do anything different with your budgeting process. If I left out anything that you want to share for the benefit of anybody looking through the comments, please write your comment there, and your suggestions, your reflections, and also your why. If you when you think about why you want to budget, why do you want to be on this financial journey, what is your response when you close your eyes and you think about your ideal self, your ideal life, and the reason that you have decided to take this journey? Why? Tell me why. What is your why? In the comments, I would love to read them and be inspired by your stories. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more content, and also to be connected to others who have similar content. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week for another cash stuffing video. Bye.